Back to another live stream. My name is Hazik and Bitcoin is printing new all-time highs once again. We're breaking $93,000. So congratulations to everyone who's holding Bitcoin at the moment. We'll wait for a few minutes for people to start joining in. And the live should be working properly. Okay. Hello, everyone. Exactly 93 was Bando. Hello, was Bando. I remember you. You're a long-time viewer. Dogecoin is sitting at a $60 billion market cap. That is crazy. Imagine there was a different, actually good project that was in Dogecoin's place. But Bitcoin's doing incredibly well. Like I said previously, I'm expecting a run until we get to $96,000. What I want to take a look at here is, so yeah, we got to 93,400. So GZIL, we covered GZIL last time, but we couldn't find a chart. We don't have a chart for that token. But if you're bullish on Zilliqa, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be buying the governance token. Cardano's doing okay, sitting at 60 cents, finally some action. Sui's doing really well. Chainlink, we've been giving you really good entries for the past like 3 years on Chainlink, and hopefully you capitalize, well, 2.5 years. So hopefully you got in at good prices. Polkadot is starting to move a little. Hopefully we get more upside very soon. Near Protocol doing well. Uniswap pumped a bit, but still not breaking above its local resistance levels. Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart just so we can see what's going on. This is absolutely crazy. Look at this pump. Let's go to this chart. I like this chart. So we're breaking out of the bull flag and we are on our way to reach our first target. And let me know if the audio is doing fine. So our first target is going to be $96,000. This is the 1.272 on the massive Fibonacci that we have here from the bear market bottom to the bull market top. That's the 1.272 Fibonacci extension. From there, I would be expecting a little downside from Bitcoin, maybe some consolidation, retracement, perhaps the 20 EMA can catch up while we're consolidating. And during that time, altcoins can start rallying. That's when we could start getting some massive altcoin pumps, but the major alt season would probably come around once the altcoin indicator or the alt season index is giving us a really good signal, and we're going to take a look at that in just a second. So let me use this over here. Okay, so extreme greed in the market right now, which is not surprising when meme coins are pumping. $93,000 Bitcoin. The Bitcoin season is sitting at 31 on the index. So as you can see, when you're around 30, that's still Bitcoin season. We can clearly see it based on the charts. Bitcoin dominance is still growing. And once we get to the 70 on this chart, that's when we're going to be in the old season. Essentially, this entire blue area is old season. If we go to the Bitcoin dominance chart, look, we're sitting at 61%. Coin market cap is a bit off. So another level that I gave you on this Bitcoin dominance chart is 63.8% after we broke above this resistance level. So we could see the same scenario that we saw over here in 2020 or 2021. We could see the same scenario playing out over here once we get to 63. Because right now the market is much bigger. I don't think we're going to be going up to 75% dominance. Of course, it depends on how big this pump is, but it doesn't look like we're going to be going up that high. Of course, anything could change, but hopefully we get to $96,000. That aligns with us getting to 63.8% on the dominance chart. And from there, we start retracing a little bit. And of course, an old season would look like this. So this is how the Bitcoin dominance would be dropping once we're in an old season. So this means the money is flowing out of Bitcoin into higher caps, mid caps, and low caps. So right now, this is all Bitcoin season. Just so you're kind of in loop of what's going on with the old season and those sort of things. So we looked at that, a few Bitcoin charts. Let's take a look at Ethereum, actually. We don't usually cover Ethereum. I don't hold Ethereum, but let's look at it regardless. I want to open up this chart, just a clean chart. And let's do Ethereum against the dollar. And let's go on the monthly chart first. Monthly chart looks really healthy. Looks really healthy. And we're going to start breaking out of this symmetrical triangle that we have. And boy, oh boy, this breakout could be massive. Like this could be actually a very strong breakout for Ethereum. Look at this chart. Look at the chart here. I'm not sure if any of you guys hold Ethereum. I have a very small amount of Ethereum. I may be buying more during the next bear market after we take profits in this bull cycle. But as of right now, I wouldn't be buying Ethereum even if I wanted to trade like a short to midterm trade. Maybe actually this does look like a nice setup for a breakout for a short-term trade. So if you want to get into Ethereum for just a quick trade, feel free to look into it. But I wouldn't be holding Ethereum for a very long time, or at least for this bull market. And lots of people are saying that Solana is taking over and it's fundamentally a better blockchain. The fees are much lower. It's faster. So Pentarus, how are you doing? Tristan Marshall. Music to relieve stress and anxiety. What do you think about Flux? So I hold 3 decentralized storage coins. Flux is one of them, and Flux is the biggest market cap out of the 3. And I recently tripled my position in Flux. I'm bullish on the project. I like the chart. I mean, you could say, one would argue that this looks like an older project, which you're not necessarily wrong. It's been around since 2019, but it hasn't gone through a full cycle yet. So this technically is its first kind of major bull market after a bear market. And I still have high hopes for Flux. I don't think it's going to do 100x or anything like that, but you can see our Elliott wave structure here. Wave 2 hopefully bottoming out right now. We're entering wave 3. $5 to $7 should be doable for Flux. $219 million market cap at the moment. It's in the AI and big data narrative, so should be doing well. 85% of the total supply is out in circulation. If we go to the coin perspective and we take a look at the potential market cap for Flux with the prices that I just gave you guys. Where is Flux? Why don't, there we go. So let's say we get to, so that was like 5 and, okay, let's do $5. That's a $1.9 billion market cap, and 7 is a $2.6 billion market cap. I think that's doable. To be more conservative, you can focus on $5 first. That's 757% from here. In my opinion, this is a safe project, and again, it's not an old one. It's not like it went through a previous cycle completely and it's doing poorly in this cycle. I think I think it still has good potential for 2025. So this is one of the coins that I'm holding at the moment. Shooty Mac, I haven't covered Eagled yet. We're gonna take a look at Eagled. Verton. Okay, so Verton is Pentarus. No problem. Music to relieve stress and anxiety. So let's Arkham. Arkham was the first coin that was requested. We're not gonna do a super long live stream today, but let's take a look at Arkham. Again, full disclosure, I hold Arkham. I'm bullish on Arkham, and I'm probably going to be increasing my position on Arkham. Very bullish platform. So this is what I was suggesting here with this rejection off of the trend line there, off of the channel up pattern, and we got exactly that. So the bullish pennant didn't really play out. We had a small pump to the upside, but then we rejected from around $2.50. We literally covered this exact scenario playing out a few days ago. And I told you that we could still touch the upper trend line and get a rejection from there. And look, exactly that just transpired. Just over here. So are we going back down to the very bottom of the channel? I don't know. I think if we lose the daily 20 EMA, that could be a bit of a negative sign. But we're still holding the, as long as we're holding the previous local top, which is around $1.83. And then we of course gave you $2.10 in the previous live stream. This also is a nice support level for us to hold. If we go back in time, this was our support in February and April 2024, so good level to hold. But in general, we're going to be in this pattern until we break out of it. So there's, for now, technically speaking, we have to be expecting a bounce off of the bottom of the channel pattern, and then once, hopefully with the next move, we're going to be able to break outside of that pattern, and then the parabolic move could start for Arkham. But until then, you have a good opportunity to dollar cost average. Full disclosure, on our Patreon, we did buy into this at 68 cents. This was back in February, I believe. Yeah, back in February over here. 68 cents is where we got in. So if you want to check out our Patreon, we have a 7-day free trial for anyone who's joining in. We have a few patrons, I believe, watching the live stream right now. And it's a great platform. We've got lots of low caps, more than 90 low caps covered there. We have more than 900 posts in total with podcast episodes, my portfolios, trade alerts. We also have an Alex Becker AI coin that's covered on Patreon already. And we have the top centralized exchanges to be using in this bull market. So both of these videos are out on Patreon already. They're going to be uploaded on YouTube on the 17th. We're getting the centralized exchange video, and then the Alex Becker AI coin is getting uploaded on the 24th of November. However, by that time, the coin is probably going to move up in price because it's already up around, I believe, 20 to 30% since we covered it. So, you know, this is a time sensitive, you know, issue. So if you want to be in time for these calls and these AI low cap picks, make sure to check out our Patreon, and also make sure to follow us on the Twitter page. We're back on Twitter. We're doing posts and reposts and tweets all the time. And I believe we covered Arkham over here. So November 9th, we could be seeing a short-term retracement based on the channel up pattern. Notice the major resistance that we broke and the previous local top. Set up those limit orders to catch the wicks to the side. And we were sitting here at $2.25, and we still haven't even pumped, or we haven't even touched the upper trend line of the channel up pattern. Another interesting metric here to kind of ponder on, just food for thought, is the money supply is infinite. If you're looking at the dollar, the US dollar, the gold supply is unknown. Obviously it's finite, but we don't know how much gold in total there is. And then Bitcoin is limited to 21 million rather. I was about to say 2024. Now, here is another interesting metric. Global asset returns year to date, and Bitcoin is outperforming everything by a mile. It's outperforming gold, but people are saying that Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy stocks are doing better, and I think that is the case, to be honest. But I think this is comparing it more to global markets and not specifically single stock company markets. Another bullish news is the publicly traded AI firm Genius Group adopts Bitcoin as primary treasury asset, plans to acquire an initial $120 million worth of Bitcoin. Again, this is very bullish. We're going to be getting lots of these companies saying this and doing this within the realms of this bull market. It's definitely going to cause more pump. It's going to help out the price. Wait until Elon Musk says that Tesla is accepting Bitcoin as payments once again for their vehicles, and wait until China has some magical unbanning of the Bitcoin in China. And now 1 Bitcoin is worth more than 1 kilogram of gold. So probably the gold maxis are in disbelief right now. And again, I'm not trying to take a shot at anyone who's holding gold. I'm planning to buy some gold in the next bear market. So it's a good asset to have, of course. You have to be diversified. But it's just crazy how much Bitcoin has appreciated in a very short amount of time. Because if we look at the ETFs, if we compare the Bitcoin ETFs with the gold ETFs, Bitcoin outperformed gold. We're looking at year-to-date appreciation. Bitcoin destroys gold. And we look at the supply, Bitcoin is also much better in that regard. So I would say overall, Bitcoin is a better asset to hold. But for stability's sakes, you could also get into gold because, like I said, being diversified is always important. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. So we're going to take a look at XRP. That also started pumping just a little bit. We were making fun of it 2 days ago, but it decided it needs a little pump finally. And a little pump it did have. So let's take a look. This is the weekly chart. And again, keep in mind this massive channel pattern that we had for a very long time. And what happened over here is we broke below it and we started back testing it as resistance. Another back test, and right now we're back testing it as resistance again. Is this going to be a case of another, higher high and a rejection from there? That's possible because you are printing higher highs over here, which is good, but you're not really printing higher lows because you had a low here, a lower low, and now you have a higher low. And one would argue this looks somewhat similar to an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which I guess could be argued here. But I would say the major low or the major high for us to look at is this one over here, July 2023. That's a level we need to get through if we want to flip bullish on this chart. Otherwise, you know, this is just a continuation of this sideways chop movement that we've had on XRP for the longest time. And full disclosure, I don't hold XRP, and to be honest, I don't think it's going to be breaking past its all-time high. I could be wrong, but... And let me know if any of you are holding XRP, because I understand if you bought it at a very high price, you're waiting to sell, but are there people that are holding it long-term? Because in the past, like, look at this chart, it hasn't done much at all, like whatsoever. So when you see coins like Injective, Near Protocol, Solana performing very well, even Cardano, and you look at XRP, the last massive pump he had was in 2017 here, and then after that it's just sideways. It's crazy how much sideways there is. So if you're swing trading, then this is a perfect coin for that. But if you're looking for like actual income, then, or massive profits, then XRP is not the coin to be holding at the moment. So let's see what happens with this channel. Are we gonna break back into it? If you're looking to buy XRP right now, I would stay away from XRP because we just had a massive pump. Again, people are getting excited about all these coins only after they pump, when we've been covering all of these coins, giving you good entries for the past 2 years on our channel and on our Patreon. So if you're entering right now and you have this mentality of entering when everything starts pumping, there's a very high chance you're going to be someone's exit liquidity by the end of this bull market. And that's the opposite of what we're trying to teach here on the channel. We're trying to show you that you have to be buying early and you have to be selling earlier than everyone else, because once the cascade of liquidations and the selling pressure comes in and the peak of the bull market and we have a massive crash, people are going to say crypto is a scam. They're going to lose a bunch of their money. 90% of people are going to lose their money. And the people that are winning or making money are the ones that are selling off of the people buying at the peak. That's how the markets are working. So make sure you understand that. Let's take a look at ICP. We have a request from Huth 2000. I'm not sure if that's the right way of pronouncing your name. Now, ICP is something that I did not get into in this cycle, and I don't think I'm planning to. I don't like the shenanigans that happened when the token was listed. I remember this event here. It was sitting at 1,000 something. This does not reflect the actual price we had on Binance. That was crazy what happened back there. Some people are really bullish on it and they're saying this has really good technology, but it's not only about technology in crypto. It's about the narrative, it's about marketing. Let's actually take a look at the monthly. Okay, so on the monthly, we have this massive resistance that we couldn't break back in 2022, and we're trying to break above it over here. We did briefly break above it in March, but we're seeing resistance again. So what we want to be doing here is we want to be... Okay, so we printed a... It's not supposed to be there. We printed a higher low, that's good. And we printed a higher high. So what we need to do from here is we need to have a move to the upside above this local top. So we're going to set up a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top there of this move. We're looking at $45, $46, around that area there. And that's going to be our 1.618 target after we break above this top over here from March 2024. And then you have another level based on your September 2021 peak, and that's at $63. And I think that is probably going to be the end of the bull market for ICP. I do not think this is going back to $2,000, guys. Like, you have to not have any idea how market caps work if you're expecting the same prices for ICP. So, and I'm not saying you are Huth, but I'm saying in general people have a very a big misunderstanding of how this works. So let's say we go back to $2,000. That's almost $1 trillion market cap for ICP. And let's take a look at the market cap. Okay, so we were sitting at May 18th. So yeah, we were sitting at around like $400, let's say, in 2021 in May. And that was around a $50 billion market. Yeah, 45, 50 billion, something like that. So let's do $400 right now. That would be a market cap of 189 billion, 190 billion almost. So this goes to show that there has been a lot of token dilution. 90% of the supply is out in circulation, which is good. So buying into it right now, your risk to reward ratio is much better than it was in 2021. However, in general, I would say this is not going to be doing 100x from here. A $30 billion market cap for ICP seems more than enough in this cycle with a 612% appreciation. That's my outlook for things. You can let me know if you have a different understanding, but look at this. Look at this. This is why you're not getting the $2,000 price back. Look at the vesting schedule. So if you're looking to get into it, right now we're in a nice consolidation phase since June. So you can buy at the moment, and you could be, looking at, let's see, like 420% to $45. And then you're looking at 580% to $63, which is this September 2021 top that we're probably just going to retest, and that'll be it for ICP. Okay, so how long have we been going for? I don't want to... drag this on for too long. Okay, so we've been live for around 30 minutes. We still have around 15 minutes, so if you have any more altcoins or questions in general, you can send those in. Okay, ICP. What do you think about Moonriver? I'm still holding Moonriver. I'm still tracking the on-chain data here with their holders. Still a very, very significant amount of holders. The last time we had our massive pump in December 2023, the holders dumped from 500,000 to 50,000 over a few days. And we have to be looking out for something very similar happening, because if we have a similar crash, we don't know if the users or the daily holders are going to go up that quickly. And again, this pump of daily holders, I don't know if it seems too natural. Why did it go from like 300,000 to 900,000 almost overnight? I do not understand how that happened. Look, March 2nd to March 3rd, like tripled. So I'm not sure if that's because of bots, if that's because of limit orders. I'm not sure. But I'm still bullish on Moonriver. Moderately bullish. Okay, there's bullish, and then there's moderately bullish. I'm moderately bullish on Moonriver. Nothing crazy that I'm expecting from it. I would say a 10x is very doable for Moonriver in this cycle, and then we'll see what happens after that. But my average buy-in, I believe, is... let's see. Where's my Moonriver? So my average is $7.50. So I'm up 50% already on Moonriver. So even if we don't do anything, I'm still sitting at a very good profit here. So I don't have any issues with the price. And this is why you have to buy in early. This is why you have to get in during the bear market, because you're able to either switch into a different project early on, and you're not as stressed throughout the bull market. Because imagine people right now getting in at these highs. The risk to reward ratio is very bad, and you're stressed all the time because you're buying in at these highs. You're waking up in the morning hoping the markets didn't crash. It's a very unhealthy way to to invest, in my opinion. And I know because I've gone through that period early on when I was investing. I did the exact same thing. All right, let's take a look at Eagled. Let's take a look at Eagled. And again, I hold Eagled. Moderately bullish on this project. Deemed the best layer 1 by some people. Again, if you look at the all-time high and you look at where we are right now, it's not the price, the chart is not looking very good. Let's go to the weekly. So what happened here is we gave you this resistance. We have been retesting it since August 2022. Multiple retests. Then we broke above it here in October 2023. We printed a double top pattern in June, or rather January 2024 and March 2024. And from there we corrected. And we landed right back on this yellow trend line. This time we're retesting it as support. So in that regard, it's really good that we're back testing a previous, we're back testing a previous resistance as support, just like we discussed on our Eagled updates, that this trend line is going to be your support if we were to come back down. And that's exactly what happened. So if you're buying in, and you were buying in, congratulations, you had a really good entry point here below $23. Right now we're sitting above the 20 MA on the weekly, and this is where we need Eagled to do something. We need to see some sort of a move here. We're going to remove the Elliott wave structure because we don't need that at the moment. We need some sort of a catalyst here. We want to break above the 55 EMA. We want to have some volume coming in, because otherwise it's not looking very good for Eagled at the moment. Not saying it's going to zero or anything like that. However, we have to understand that if a project is not performing, it's not performing. You don't want to be stuck with something that's not doing well. And again, my average is around for Eagled. Let's see. Okay, so it's around $35, which is still relatively low. It's going to be very easy to exit this if I want to leave, let's say at $100, at $150 even. It's going to be very easy to exit because I bought in so early. I can switch into a different project at any point. I'm not worried about the price. But if you got in at 250, boy oh boy, you would have had to do a lot of swing trading in order to bring down that average price. Or you could have been dollar cost averaging throughout the bear market to bring down the average price, which again, we were talking about throughout the entire bear market. You have to keep buying those coins that you bought high because you want to bring down the average so that you can enter, or so you can exit early on in the bull market. So if you bought in, let's say at $250 and you kept buying in through the bear market, your average went down and you potentially could have exited here in March even. So that's something to also understand. RSI not doing anything, stochastic not really doing anything. The MACD just printed a bullish cross. The last time we had a bullish cross was back in October 2023. So October 2023 was over here, and the setup with the other oscillators was relatively similar. The stochastic was kind of in the middle, just going up. Same thing is happening over here, but it's slightly higher. The relative strength index was just slightly lower in October, but we're not very high at the moment. So it's a similar situation, and I'm hoping to see a nice move to the upside. All altcoins are going to pump. The question is which one of them is going to get past their all-time high. And 90% of the older coins do not do that. So if a coin has gone through a previous cycle, it's not going to break above this, above its all-time high in this cycle. And that's a 90% guarantee for most coins. Again, Injective was a really good example of a coin that didn't follow this formula because it broke above its all-time high, and very early on. It broke above its all-time high and it went to $50 in March 2024. And we got into this bad boy in September 2022 at $1.40. again, that's why you should check out our Patreon. You could still get into some altcoins that you haven't even heard of before, and you could potentially enter early and make some really good gains. Of course, not financial advice. Demira Food says SBR. So SBR is more of a wild card. It's a low cap DEX on Solana, so you know there's not a lot to cover here. It's just a low cap DEX, and the CoinMarketCap doesn't even have the accurate information for the market cap, but it's a super low market cap, I think a few $1 million. And then if it starts pumping, it could like explode. It could absolutely explode. So we had our wave 1 over here. This is our wave 2. We're looking at a wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. And I'm not saying we're going to break above the all-time high necessarily, but this is just the potential setup that we have. We can apply the fib here. Let me just try to get this spot on. Okay. So wave 3 potentially taking us to 6.5 cents. Wave 5 taking us to 17.5 cents. Let's take a look at the coin perspective here, and let's try to. I think CoinGecko has the proper market cap information. So that's SBR, $5 million market cap. Let's go to all time. So we were sitting at a 113 million, actually no, slightly higher. So $140 million market cap-ish. Let's say we were to go to a 17.5. That's a $400 million market cap. So that would be around almost triple what we did back in 2021. Let's be a little more conservative. Let's say 10 cents. That's 224 million. That's a 44x from the current prices. Again, this is a wild card, very high risk and high reward as well. So even if you're looking at a more conservative target, 10 cents, that's a 44x from the current prices, $224 million market cap. So do what you will, but I have a small bag of SBR and I'm fine with just, you know, holding it and just seeing what happens. Theta. We're gonna do a separate video on Theta. I don't want to do don't want to spend too much time on projects we usually cover in separate videos. So we're gonna take a look at Theta. Turbos Finance. Let's take a look at Turbos. $9.9. We've covered this multiple times already. So it has a bit of an aggressive unlock schedule. That's something to keep in mind. Okay, and it is pumping. Congratulations, Verton. Congratulations, my friend. So we're running into that resistance over there. Okay, and that is our all-time high by the looks of things. Okay, so our 1.272 is going to be all the way up here at 0.0117 cents. We back tested the 0.382 here perfectly. So if you're still looking to buy into this, I would look at the 0.786 here and that local top from October 2024. So that's where you can buy in if you're looking to get into this. Again, it's a very low market cap project, so I don't know if you really want to be waiting out for that long. Just wait until you start retracing a little bit from here, and because you're overbought on the daily. I think we're just going to retrace a little, and then you can start buying in. I personally wouldn't enter. Again, I did enter a different low cap project that's pumping because it's a low market cap coin. So it depends on your risk tolerance, of course. So if you're really eager to enter, you can buy in right now, but don't go all in. If it goes down, you can just buy more. So the 1.618 here is sitting at 0.023 cents. From the current prices, that's a 240% to the upside. So this is a non-custodial and hyper-efficient decentralized exchange built on SUI. Turbos brings a universal notion of digital asset ownership and unprecedented horizontal scalability to decentralized finance. Now, SUI is... thank you, bro. I'm from Patreon. Demira Food. Oh, nice. Where are you? What's your name on Patreon? I forgot to look into the tag thing where I can tag all of the patrons in the live stream so I can see who's a patron and who's not. But SUI is doing really well. I'm at actually... This is available on KuCoin. Come on, Verton, you should have told me to buy this. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna see if this retraces a bit. I may try, because I was looking to get into some SUI coins before we really start going. So I'm on some base coins, some Solana coins, and I don't have any SUI coins. So I want to get some SUI coins just so I'm kind of in that niche as well. QNT. So QNT we covered in the last live stream, so make sure to check that out. We covered it in great detail. Take a look at the previous live stream. I think it was towards the beginning. I don't want to go over the same things, and we're probably going to be wrapping up right now. So just to sum it up, the market's pumping. Altcoins are not pumping that much yet, so you still have a chance to pick out which coins you want to enter. We're sharing low caps very frequently on Patreon. Our Telegram for patrons has a lot of good calls. And once again, I mentioned the Alex Becker AI coin that we mentioned on Patreon already. The video is out there on YouTube. It's going to be available in around a week or in around 11 days. So if you want to get access to my videos exclusively on Patreon before everyone else, then feel free to take a look at our Patreon. You have a 7-day free trial. You can get access to all of my posts and my portfolios, and then decide whether you want to stick around or not. And make sure to follow us on Twitter. And take a look at this screenshot from one of my Bitcoin charts, and just to show that this is indeed my chart. This is not someone else's chart. This is something that I charted and calculated on the monthly. This is our analysis of the monthly Bitcoin chart based on, well, you could say the daily because we're counting each day, but we counted the days from the halving to the bull market top, from the bear market bottom to the bull market top, and then from the bear market bottom to the halving. And based on all of these days, we were able, or amount of days, we were able to predict the bear market bottom. In November 2022, we had a similar post out, which I can show you over here. This was our post from December 8th, 2022. Bitcoin prints the bottom 400 to 500 days before the halving based on the previous 3 scenarios. We printed a lower low since the last halving post, which I did a post before this one, and now we are 457 days away from the next halving from the low, expecting Bitcoin to move up after spring. We started moving up after January and then after spring, so it was even more bullish than I anticipated, and then turned out to be exactly there with that November correction that we had in 2022. So hopefully you were paying attention back then, and hopefully you're paying attention right now. You can use all of these metrics to calculate the potential top for this cycle. Let me know if you checked this one out already. Thank you all for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like, and this live stream will be available as a recording right after we're done here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for your comments and your support. Very much appreciated. Stay safe and goodbye.